All right, Brakatay Hawa, Brakatay Hawa Shai, Brakatay Hawa, Brakatay Hawa Shai, Brakatay Hawa, Brakatay Hawa Shai. All praise to Yahweh by Hashem Hawa Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Now, this is just a quick video on well, I'm gonna go ahead and play the video, then I'm gonna get into some scriptures.
Senators are urging Washington to engage in urgent dialogue with Moscow to minimize the risk of conflict. They've written a letter to the U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson. Here is an extract.
A US-Russia strategic dialogue is more urgent following President Putin's public address on March the 1st, when he referred to several new nuclear weapons Russia is reportedly developing, including a cruise missile and a nuclear underwater drone, which are not currently limited by the New START treaty and would be destabilizing if deployed.
Right, RT's Jacqueline Verga joining me live now in the studio to discuss this further. Some are asking, what's prompted the senators to write this letter? Some people are already saying, well, once Putin unveiled those big guns, it's prompted some to potentially change tack. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it really does seem that on March 1st, when Putin came out and unveiled all this, he really did sort of hit his target of getting people to wake up and listen finally. And within the letter, it's urging Tillerson to begin strategic talks with Russia immediately, without taking any pause there. But it's also chock full of warnings and accusations when it comes to Russia as well, touching on everything from, Russia's involvement in Syria to the ever-present accusation of Russia having interfered in the 2016 presidential election. And there's also the accusation that Russia, is in violation of the INF treaty, which Russia denies. But the thing is, it's clear that the U.S. is worried about Russia, what sort of power they represent. But the fact is, Russia has also been concerned for quite a while when it comes to actions that the U.S. has been taking, not the least of which being, Washington's expanding deployment of missile defense systems. They have them in Alaska. They have them in California. Also, NATO's continuous expansion into Eastern Europe. They, of course, have are already present in Romania and Poland. And what may have been the straw to break the camel's back here, metaphorically, would be in early February, we saw the U.S. come out with their new nuclear response review. And in there, they expanded what they could be using nuclear response towards. That could be also non-nuclear attacks that they would respond with nuclear force. So that's something that's really been worrying everyone for quite a while, and especially Russia, the balance of power in the world. And Putin...
That's why Putin came out and said a couple days ago that if there's any attacks on any of his allies, basically, so to speak, that he was going to respond with nuclear power. So I'm going to go ahead and get this scripture because I forgot what that article was, but now that she's mentioning that, I'm going to bring this out real quick. This is Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog and the land of Magog, which is Russia, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. And say, Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen. Right, so the hooks represent the Lord putting that communist spirit back on, and all that, everything that you see going on is resemblance of what happened during the former USSR, man. So the Lord putting that spirit back on Russia, to basically hate America. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, and all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Right, so that's going to be the next step, man, for Russia to get involved, get into this Third World War with America, and they're going, as you can see, they getting all their weapons up, at least the ones that they showing the public. Now they calling them, what is it, hypersonic, let me see. I read it. Hypersonic war. I think they said some of these weapons were hypersonic nuclear missiles or something to that effect. But yeah, Russia getting ready for this war with America, man. All this talk and Russia unveiled these new weapons, and now people want to listen to them. That's because Russia ain't playing. The Lord put the communist spirit back on them, so they getting ready for this third world war. She just made the statement that America's still making moves that's violating Russia's sovereignty, so to speak. America is surrounding Russia with nuclear defense capabilities and nuclear capabilities. So Russia, bringing out some new upgraded shit, some shit that they say that the missile shields are not going to be able to work, man. But yeah, this is it says and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and will bring thee forth in all thine army. Right, the Lord gonna do this, cause this third world war to happen. Horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shield. Right, so Russia be having its S-300s, S-400, S-500s. I think this, and this plus more. All of them handling swords. Persia, which is Iran, as you can see, Russia is helping Iran, Ethiopia, and Libya with them. All of them with shield and helmet. Gomer, which represents Turkey, and all of his bands, the house of Togomar and the North Quarters, and all his bands, and many people with them. Right. It says, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself. So this is preparation. What you see right here. Thou and all thine company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Right, so Russia going to be protecting these nations, man, when that time come. That's why these missiles and stuff are being created. That's why America trying to keep control of Russia.
Himself probably said it most clearly on March 1st during his address when he was saying that, maybe the world will now listen to their concerns that they've been saying for quite a while. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
Russia is a major nuclear power, but basically nobody wanted to talk to us. Nobody listened to us. So listen to us now.
So listen to us now, says the Russian president, and apparently there are a lot of things now to be listening to.
Very much so, and people do seem to be listening. At the address, Putin announced a number of new weapons, including the Sarmat Super Heavy ICBM, and that's a massive missile that Putin says is capable of defeating any defense system in the world. And that was among laser weapons and an underwater nuclear drone and another cruise missile with an almost unlimited range. So there's a lot there involved. And it seems that this has finally really gotten the U.S. to sit up and listen, as Putin was hoping for. And they were saying, these four senators in the letter, they were saying that despite all of this, and maybe because all of this, we really do need to come to the table and look at what is going to happen in the future in order to avoid conflict. Let's take a listen to what they had to say.
Even at the height of Cold War tensions, the United States and the Soviet Union were able to engage on matters of strategic stability. Leaders from both countries believed, as we should today, that the incredible destructive force of nuclear weapons is reason enough to make any and all efforts to lessen the chance that they can never be used again.
And that idea of avoiding conflict really does seem to be something that Putin is in agreement with. I mean, after his announcement, everyone sort of exploded that, oh my goodness, Russia has these super powerful weapons. What does that mean for everybody else? Is this a threat? But Putin himself said that no, this is an idea of creating balance in the world, and that Russia has no plans of attacking anyone unless they or their partners were to be attacked. So Putin is also striving for peace. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
We have no plans and have never had plans to use this potential to achieve offensive or aggressive ends. Russia's enhanced military power is simply a guarantee for peace on our planet, for it preserves.
So, of course, it's no secret that Russia-U.S. relations have not been the best as of late, to put it lightly. And we have no idea if this letter will even help or if Tillerson would be open to having more discussion with Russia, but one can only hope at this point.
Yeah, some analysts have been saying it's a shame, actually, that Russia had to unveil these new hypersonic delivery system for nuclear warheads, these nuclear-powered missiles that can run around the world infinitely. But it's a shame that Russia had to show these kinds of weapons to actually motivate Washington to finally come and do something constructive with dialogue. Auntie Jacqueline Vuga, thank you very much.
All right, now I got a couple more scriptures before I end this off. This is Hosea chapter 4 verse 6. It says, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge," which represents the truth. We bring out this information weekly to Israel, and they reject it. I also will reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. That's why there's only an elect. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. Right? So, in that time, when Russia used these missiles, those who didn't want to hit his word are going to be, might be destroyed by him if they don't die sooner. But this is, let me see. Proverbs chapter 1 verse 20, it said, "Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets." Right? That's us being on highways and byways. "She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity?" Talking about to the blacks, Native Americans. How long will y'all love not knowing the truth, man? Knowing who y'all are according to the Bible, knowing the judgment of this place. And what y'all supposed to do, in order to make it up out of it. "How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge." Right? It says, "Turn you at my reproof." Right? That's why we out there, to reprove you people. "Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called, and you refuse, I have stretched out my hand, and no man regardeth." Right? So it says, the Lord made his words known unto you through his prophets. And I have called, and ye refused. Right? And y'all didn't want to hear it. "I stretched out my hand, and no man regardeth. But ye have set not all my counsel, and would none of my reproof." Right? So y'all didn't want to hear the truth, man. That's why it's nobody out there when we be out there speaking, but a couple people every now and again. "I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh." Right? So you people that's waking up to this coming destruction and all that, and be going through all this distress and hell and shit, the Lord gonna laugh at y'all through us, man. "When your fear cometh as a desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you." Right? So these missiles is gonna be y'all destruction, man. And we laughing now, and how right we have the left, we gonna be laughing later. "Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer." Right? So when this truth get taken back because of the net neutrality, if they pass it or whatever they pass, where they can get this internet cut off, then that's when y'all gonna be wanting to call upon the name of the Lord, but it's gonna be too late. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me." Right? So we're not gonna be out there teaching this word forever, man. "For that they hated knowledge, and did not choose the fear of the Lord. They were none of my counsel. They despise all my reproof." Right? So they didn't want to get corrected. They didn't want to hear the truth. They didn't want to hear nothing, man. They didn't want to hear us telling them that the mark of the beast is the RFID chip, and that they was going to get destroyed for it. They want to stay in their religions, stay up under their women, celebrate these holidays, these birthdays, call themselves African Americans. They want to do everything but this truth. It says, for that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. They were none of my counsel. They despised all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely and shall be quiet from fear of evil. Right. So, those who did this work is the ones that's going to be protected in that day. Those who wanted to go out there, wanted to distort the truth, or stay in the philosophies of America, so on and so forth, gonna be put to death because of it, man. But that's the lesson. All praise to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.